Hey guys, you're watching Boogie Plays Games, or sometimes Boogie Plays Games. Today we're not going to play games. Instead, we are going to unbox this, which is the Oath of the Gatewatch pre-release set. I just got back from my Oath of the Gatewatch pre-release. Instead of playing, I decided to come home and unbox these cards with you. Normally I would do this live on Twitch, and I will do a live Twitch streaming later in the month of me unboxing an entire case of Oath of the Gatewatch. But for now, this is what I'm doing here instead. We normally do a sponsor shout-out for this stuff, and so I'm going to do a sponsor shout-out here. LootCrate.com/Boogie2988. Loot Crate is a monthly mailing grab bag of nerdy goods. The theme for this month is Invasion, and if you decide to sign up before the 19th of this month, you'll get that crate, and I highly recommend that you do. There's going to be a link in the description box below, and if you use my coupon code, you'll save some money and I'll make some money, but you never have to do that. You can just watch me unbox mine on my main channel. That said, let's get right into here, and I may give you a little primer of what to do when you're building a sealed pool as well. Because building a sealed pool is very, very difficult and very, very time-consuming. It looks like we're getting a little paper divider to divide your sideboard. There's a little paper... I don't want to read that. Here's our promo card. The promo card that we got was Crush of Tentacles. Wow, we did get a mythic for our promos. That's kind of cool. Can surge for 5 mana or it's 6. Surge says you have to play another spell already that turn in order to make this work. I'm gonna make everything a little blurry except the cards that I'm bringing up. So this way you'll be able to read a little better. We'll be able to read a little better together. There we go. Is that a little more clear for you? I think it will. You'll be able to see the art a little better. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand if Crush of Tentacles Surge cost was paid. Put an 8/8 blue octopus creature token onto the battlefield. I love the Kraken octopus theme that they do for blue these days. Well, I'm going to probably keep that sealed. In this one, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 packs of Oath of the Gatewatch, 2 packs of Zendikar. Kind of boring. Battle of Zendikar, not my favorite set. Here's pack number 1. I'm going to go right to the rares for this, but I will treat it as if I was building my sealed pool. So what I would do if I was building a sealed pool is sort by color. This appears colorless, but it is actually a black card with Devoid. Here we go. Blue. That is blue. That is genuinely colorless. That is black. There's another land. There's a gold card. I'm putting those with lands temporarily. Here's a rare. It's the red-white Manland. The Manlands this time are a little disappointing. I mean, this is 4 mana to become a 2/1 creature with double strike. Actually, that's pretty good. Never mind, that's not very disappointing at all. 4 points of damage if you have anything on the board to buff it. That's a very, very good rare. Also, a foil in this pack. Foil Zendikar Mountain. Beautiful. Here's our other land and a token. Very good pack. Very good pack. I do like that red-white Manland. Of course, most of the cards I'm using this time around are just simply going into my cube. I kind of been disenfranchised with Standard lately. I'm not really eager to play it. I've not been a Modern player, really, or a Legacy player or anything else. I've only dabbled in those formats, even though I have the majority of those cards. Instead, I've been focusing on cubing once a week, which is probably the purest and best way to play Magic. A lot of people don't like my cube because it's a variety of cube. A lot of people do enjoy it, though. But we have my friends' cubes as well. Here's our rare from Pack 2, Oath of Gideon. When Oath of Gideon enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 white core ally creature tokens onto the battlefield. This is a legendary enchantment, by the way. Each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. That's a very, very good card. I don't know if that is going to see Standard, because there's not a lot of Planeswalkers in Standard. There's a good number, but not necessarily enough for maybe Super Friends to make a resurgence. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think I really like the Oaths. I think it's weird that the Black did not get an Oath, especially because Black has a Planeswalker who one version of his card is literally called the Oath Keeper. Very unusual design choices, but they seem to be doing a lot of that over there at Magic the Gathering these days. It's a cool card. A devoid multicolored card. Oh, here is our rare, or should I say mythic. It's the World Breaker, 6 and a green. This is definitely cube worthy. For a 5/7, when you cast this, remember, cast it, even if it gets countered. When you cast this, exile target artifact, creature, or artifact, enchantment, or land. It has reach. And for 2 and a mana that must be colorless, sacrifice a land, return World Breaker from your graveyard to your hand. Very, very powerful card in a ramp deck of just about any design. Very much in love with that card. I feel like a lot of the... I'm not necessarily going to say Battle for Zendikar was bad, but I did not feel compelled to play with a lot of those cards. I feel very compelled to play with the cards from this set quite a bit. Mostly, I feel like, I don't know, the last set did not really speak to me as a player or as a cube designer. There are about 5 cards in it. This set seems to have a lot more than 5 right off the top of my head, and some of the cards that we've opened have definitely been those. So that's very nice. Here's our rare from pack number 4. Eldrazi Obligator, 2 and a red. It is devoid. When you cast Eldrazi Obligator, you must pay 1 and another mana which must be colorless. If you do, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. When you cast this, you may pay that 2 extra. If you do. Otherwise, it's just a 3/1 devoid. Oh, it does have haste. Boy, I really like that art. Very colorful art. Very colorful for a devoid card. So it's a 3/1 haste for 3 in red. That's not bad. That's never a bad situation. But for 2 more mana, you can steal a guy. That might be cube worthy as well. Now, I'm not too excited to open these Battle for Zendikar packs, but there is still a chance, I believe, that we will get an expedition. So, and we are building our sealed cube here, or at least we're pretending to build it for the purposes of showing you what it would be like had you chosen to play in a pre-release, which many of you are. Many of you will probably watch this after you get home, and that's okay. I hope you guys are having a great time. Here's our rare, Ugin's Insight. We've seen this card several times, but for those of you who have not, Scry X, where X is the highest converted mana cost among permanents you control, then draw 3 cards. Very cool card. Even if you don't get to Scry, you just simply get to draw 3 cards for 5 mana. Sorcery speed, though. There's a Plated Crusher foil. Not too much of a foil there. Final pack of Battle of Zendikar. Here we have black, green, red, land, green, blue. Now there's tons of different ways that you can build a sealed pool. And just about anybody that looks at a sealed pool will choose to build it slightly different than the previous guy. So it's really always going to be up to your personal preference, and I'll show you my personal preference. Here's Gruesome Slaughter, 6 mana. Until in a turn, colors creatures you control gain. Tap this. This creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. That's gruesome, certainly. I don't know if we have the colorless creatures to play with that. So the very first thing that I would do here, well, surprising, look at this. We have all of these cards that require colorless, and we opened no wastes. Well, this is why I don't generally like to play with sealed pools. This is why draft is my preferred format, or cube is my preferred format. We have a couple of lands that provide colorless, so not all bad here. So in general, what I would do if I were building my sealed pool for this particular format, first off, I would go through the colorless cards to see which cards I would certainly want to play with. That seems kind of obvious in this format. Once I've chosen those colorless cards, I would then try to pick probably 2 colors, potentially splashing a 3rd. The first thing I would look through is to see what, and I will even do this sometimes, just sort out my creatures entirely. Which color has my best creatures? The ones I'm most likely to be able to cast, the ones I'm most likely be able to play with, the ones that are going to have the biggest impact when they hit the board. Obviously, I went right to green here because we have this big baddie, the World Breaker. The World Breaker definitely makes me want to play green because I'm going to win almost every time I play him. That is an incredible bomb. So that would definitely be the top of the list. Looking for my bombs, figuring out what colors my rares are in, and what colors the cards that are going to instantly win me the game are in. Then, secondly, I will look for the color that has the best removal. Often that'll be black. Then I would build on a mana curve. And off to the races. I can pretty much eliminate white right now. There's some good cards in white, but nothing fantastic. I would eliminate white immediately. Blue is very tempting with this pool. My rares are pretty evenly split. You'll often find the person that wins a sealed pull can quite often be the person who gets to play with the majority of his rares. Well, I'm really glad I didn't choose to play tonight, actually. I opened some very good rares to have, but I did not open a lot of rares to play with. The sealed pull is okay. I'm probably going to keep this together so that me and my wife or me and one of my friends can choose to play together. Build sealed pulls and just have a little fun around the house. Of course, you do get the dice with this sealed pull as well. Nice dice this time. There's the expansion symbols right there. Very, very cool. Let's move on to box 2 immediately. No little drawer this time for the dice. That's kind of weird. But I guess they decided they didn't need that. Wasn't there one for the last set? I don't remember if there was or not. I seem to remember a drawer that you could keep your dice in that's not present this time. Oh, but there's a little hole down in there for your dice to fit into. That's good. We got the same color of dice. 2 black dice. That's frustrating. I always like to get all 5 of the dice. Here is our promo card, Matter Reshaper. 2 and a mana which must be colors for a 3/2. When Matter Reshaper dies, reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Otherwise, put that card into your hand. Geez, it's a very cool card. Very powerful ability. Guess I had not really seen that card. I've read the spoiler a little bit and played a little bit on the beta Magic Online server. So I won't sort these cards this time. I'll simply go right to the rares here for the sake of brevity. Here we have the Oath of Jace. When Oath of Jace enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards at the beginning of your upkeep. Scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. I mean, 3 mana, draw 3 cards, and then discard 2. Great way to fill your graveyard. With the Oath of Jace there. Wow, another foil. Wait, another foil for Lark Zendikar land. Thanks. I will be very happy with that. That is very nice. Very nice. 2 of those in a row. No expeditions, but I've learned to not expect expeditions with my luck for opening cards. I always have trouble opening planeswalkers, and I have trouble opening expeditions, so I do not expect to open one, even in the case I purchased. Oath of Chandra. When Oath of Chandra enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature an opponent controls. At the beginning of each end step, if a planeswalker entered the battlefield under your control this turn, this deals 2 damage to each opponent. Very commanderish there at that point. When it enters the battlefield, it does 3 damage to target creature an opponent controls. 2 mana, 3 damage to an opponent's creature. That alone is pretty dang good. It's a legendary enchantment, so you can only play with so many, though. Hard to evaluate cards like that. I like it when they make cards that are difficult to evaluate. Makes me very happy. I don't know if those would go in your standard cube or even my variety cube, the Oaths. I guess they could. Well, that might be why we haven't seen any wastes. Apparently, they are not in the land slot. They are in the common slot. Of course, we did sort our commons last time, so weird. Very weird. Here's our rare. I'm the master at opening the Crush of Tentacles. Yay, I guess. Hooray. Hooray. Crusher of Dreams right there. You watch other YouTubers because you want to see them open good cards. You come here to see exactly how bad a sealed pull can be. Just remember that, kids. And to see if I cry when I open bad cards. Which I'm going to all the time. Here we go, though. This is very nice. Hissing Quagmire. 3 mana. It's the black-green manland. Becomes a 2/2 black and green elemental creature with Death Touch until the end of turn. It is still a land. Death Touch is such a why ability there. I'm very rarely ever going to want to block with this because it's a land. Had it been a 2/4 with Death Touch, you would have got me on board. But I guess that's okay. I guess they really don't want to block it, even though it is a land. But 2 more packs. These will be Battle for Zendikars. Maybe there's a chance that I'll get to get a little karmic payback for all of those terrible, terrible packs we opened. Aligned Hedron Networks aplenty. Here's Sanctum of Ugin. A forest. And a token. And finally, come on. Give Daddy something to be excited about. Come on. Come on. No. Painful truth. Well, the painful truth is opening packs is never the way to get cards. The right way to get cards and to save your money is to buy singles from your local gaming store. Rather than purchasing packs and hoping to get what you get, you can guarantee that you're getting what you want and supporting your local Magic community and the places you play all the time. So I hope that you choose to do that. And if you decide you need an unboxing fix, you can always check out my videos here on the YouTube channel. I'll be certainly glad that you did, and I hope that you choose to do so. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for some more unboxings. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon.